welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking through my watercolor sketchbook. I've had a lot of fun so far with the sketchbook, and this was the first painting I did in it. I really enjoyed it. To be honest, the first part of the process was quite stressful. I found it really hard to do the colors. The purples here looked really muddy at the beginning, and then the only part that uplifted it at the beginning were these oranges. So it was quite hard to get to the end, especially since I wasn't used to the process of watercolor, which usually looks a bit unfinished at the beginning. Thankfully the paper was great, so that made the process a lot easier. And then we came on to the second painting, which I actually do not like that much. I enjoyed doing the water. It was really difficult to get all those different shades. For my second watercolor painting, I just think I chose too hard of a subject, and a lot of time passed whilst I was doing this because I did an exam in between, so I just didn't really enjoy the process that much and finished it up quickly just to get it over with. So but yeah, overall I liked the result. I sort of liked the result. For a second painting, it wasn't too bad. This third one I absolutely adore. I really loved how this came out. It was also a tough process, but I was getting a bit more used to how watercolor works, and I enjoyed doing the top part of the tree. The background was just a bit of a challenge, but I really liked how it came out. And yeah, I think what really ties it in together is the girl in red at the bottom. I think it gives such a luminous look to the painting. So I hope you also like it, but yeah, it's probably one of my favorites in this book so far. Something I wanted to mention is that obviously the sketchbook is not finished. I'm just showing you my progress up until now. So there will be a final tour once it's done. This next piece was also in watercolor. I don't love the result, but I can't say that I put as much time into it. I just wanted to paint, so it was just a reference from Pinterest. All of these are referenced from Pinterest so far, but this one, yeah, it was just a reference and I just wanted to paint, so I did it. Didn't really wait for the paint to dry and stuff, so it's okay. This next one I actually did, it was the first painting I did when I came back from Korea. I really enjoyed doing it. I did it with gouache. It's kind of a pity to use gouache on this thick way, because this paper can absorb a lot of water and it works beautifully with watercolors, but I did really enjoy doing this piece, apart from the fact that his head is cut off. But yeah, overall it was very fun to do, and I just overall enjoyed the painting. Now this next one is probably my favorite one so far. I did it after this one. After coming back from Korea, I did this one, and then I moved on to this painting, which is basically from reference from a video that I took in Korea with one of the activities we did. We went to visit Nami Island, and then after Nami Island, in a place close by in the mountains, there was this old railway track, and you could do this railway cycling tour thing, and it was really fun. The colors are beautiful. I did it in gouache, and it was just very enjoyable. I'm gonna insert a few clips here just so that you can see what it was like. So the railway ride was basically from the starting point. It went over a lake, and then we stopped for a bit after a while, and then it came back. I say it took around 2 hours, I think. But yeah, as you can see here, I actually didn't choose the best clothing choice for this. We had two tours. One of them was going to be this, and another one was going to be just a railway sort of small train, and I got them confused. So my partner was doing the most cycling, but it was really fun, and honestly it was really beautiful. This was probably my favorite part of it. The view was just amazing, and just sort of slowly strolling through this was just beautiful, and the weather was perfect for it. It was a bit chilly, but it was good for the exercise. So but yeah, this painting was overall fun to do. It brought back the memories, which was great, and I'm really glad I did this piece. Maybe one day I'll do it on a canvas or something, because it's one of my favorite, I think, so far. But yeah, I did a few more of these paintings. So when I just wanted to do a few paintings from reference of photos from Korea, I thought it would be a fun sort of task, and I really enjoyed the others too. So this next one is from one of the first temples we went to visit. I'd actually never seen a squirrel before, so I was really excited to see one. I did this one in watercolor, unlike the other one. And yeah, we saw the squirrel when we went to one of the temples. It was the day that it was the first day I wore the handbook, which was also really fun. I'll try and insert some footage of when we saw the squirrel and just the temple in general. It was a really nice day, the sun was out, and this squirrel actually let us get so close to it. I got to take a video of it, and I got to take a few photos, which was really nice, and it was just so cute, just playing around the trees. But yeah, I did this in watercolor. I didn't love how the background came out, but overall, I like the finished result. For a first attempt to do a realistic photo with watercolor, I don't think it was too bad. The colors are a bit more dull, not as orangey, but I did try to get some of the undertones into the painting, and I'm overall quite happy with how it came out. So when I wore the handbook, she did my hair. She did a really good job. I basically let her do what she wanted, and I was quite happy. I chose the blue one because blue is my favorite color. And yeah, the temple was just beautiful. The colors, it was really crowded, even though to be fair, it wasn't as crowded as some of the temples I visited in Japan, but it was quite crowded, but it was still very nice to just walk around. This day we walked around so much. I'm glad I wore my rubber shoes with the handbag, because if not, I think my feet would have been toast. And this is when we saw the squirrel. It was just chilling. I don't know exactly what it was doing. I'm assuming it's looking for food, but it was very cute, and I managed to slowly creep my way close to it later on, just to take some photos. The video was taken from far. I didn't want to get scared and run away before I could catch it. But yeah, it was just overall a very fun day. Beautiful temples, great food, and yeah, it was just nice to see a squirrel for the first time. And with the painting itself, I was just really happy with how it came out for a first attempt at watercolor from a photo. This is actually from the second time I wore a handbook. It was actually free to get into temples if you wore one. So you were paying more or less the same price for one thing as you wore the other. And I just really enjoyed wearing it. I found that they were a lot more comfortable than kimonos. I did this one with watercolor also. And I added all the glitter. As you can see in this video, the dresses are very detailed and glittery. It has a lot of embroidery, and I wanted to capture that in the actual drawing. So if you can see this, when you move it, it shines a bit, and I used the metallic watercolors that I have to do that. It was nice to finally use them for something, and I liked how it came out a lot. So I want to paint some other photos, and this would probably be the next one I'd do. And that was more or less it for this one. I really enjoyed doing it. I think the dress looks really nice with the details, and I'm happy overall with how it came out. For this next drawing that you see here, painting, this is actually an Arctic fox from a cafe we went to. It was actually supposed to be a meerkat cafe. As you can see here, that is definitely not a meerkat. There were quite a few different animals I'll be showing you here. My favorite was probably the Arctic fox, but then these wallabies were also so cute. I thought they were little kangaroos at the beginning, but they are called wallabies. Not sure what the difference is. One doesn't grow, I guess. And then this one, I don't really know what the name of this animal was. I forgot, but it was very cool. I've never seen it before. If you know, just let me know down below in the comments. And we got to watch her do a few tricks with this one, and it was very smart. As for the meerkats, they were so cute. I felt a bit cautious at the beginning, but they were actually very cute. They sort of just waddled around, and they liked it when you stroked them. You just had to be careful not to wear anything that they might want to chew or grab for, but they were adorable. And last but not least, there were the foxes, and that was our Arctic fox. And this one's not an Arctic fox. The grey one's an Arctic fox. The white one, I can't remember what type of fox he is, but we got to feed him. His name was Adam. And what I do remember about him was that he was very greedy, and he was always trying to go for food. I do not actually remember the name of the Arctic fox because I didn't catch on to it, but it was the one that we interacted with the most, in the sense that it knew quite a few tricks. So we got to participate and do some tricks if we chose to. I tried one of them, which was basically kissing the Arctic fox. It was very cute. All it wanted was the treat, but it made my day. So that's why I painted him. He was fun to paint. I started it, and then I couldn't get back to it for a couple of weeks, and then I just wanted to finish it, which is why the background is just sort of a splash of color, and that's it. And it does say I'm finished at the bottom. I did put the date, but I think it looks okay, just not what I had in mind originally. It was a good, I'd say it was a good practice though, because I'd never painted an animal, a full on portrait of an animal with watercolors. So, but yeah, apart from that was really all with this one. I did this with my Derwent watercolors, so I was a bit more used to the colors by then. And then on this next page, I just did a swatch of my Japanese watercolors. I don't know if I will be making a video of that, but it was nice to just see what the colors look like on paper. I kind of messed it up though, which is why I might not make a video on it. And then this next one I actually really dislike. It was with my new Schminke watercolors, and actually the way that they work is very different to the Derwent ones, and I wasn't used to it, and I think I chose a very hard reference for my first time, and I wasn't happy with it. But yeah, the next one is actually one of my favorite ones also. I love the colors in this one, and I love how simple it is. It's also my first spread, and it's made me want to do more. That being said, I haven't done any so far, but after that other one, going into doing something like this, which was just very loose and fun, was just a great way to get back into painting after that last painting that I didn't enjoy. I did use a bit of gouache just to do the brighter pinks and to highlight some things, but apart from that, it's all done in the same watercolors as this one. So I just forgot to put the date, but this must have been done around this date, I suppose. I couldn't really remember, so I just wrote a roundabout date when I finished it. I actually haven't painted with watercolors in ages, to be fair, probably almost a month now. Now being February the 22nd, so when I'm doing this voiceover. But yeah, so far I've had a lot of fun with this sketchbook. I can't wait to finish the next half of it. It'll be a lot of fun, I'm sure. Especially since I haven't touched watercolors in a bit. I have used them in my other sketchbook, but just not that much, and I haven't really been practicing with them. So this is just a quick last flip through the sketchbook. Please let me know down below what you think. I'd love to know what kind of painting you like the most. If you like the ones that I did from reference, or you prefer the ones that I did of my holiday with either the gouache or the watercolor. I must say I did really enjoy this one. I really loved it. But I'd like to know what you like and see if maybe my opinion is the same or it's just because of nostalgia. Overall, I think this one's definitely my favorite, and then this one is my second favorite in the book. But yeah, just because it was very fun to do compared to some of the others. So, and the details were fun to do. Just the overall painting was just a good way of practicing, and I enjoyed it. So if you're new here, I do upload every fortnight, so I hope that you'll be here for the next video. And if you like my content, please go back and watch the other videos. I have been trying to keep consistent this past year so far. So yeah, if you did enjoy it, please keep your eye out for my next video. And that was pretty much it. I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please let me know by liking and subscribing if you haven't already. If you've watched my previous videos also, thank you very much, and thank you very much for watching this one. Have a nice day.